Hello?
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
How are you doing? Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm doing good. How was your day?
It was busy. I do
Yeah.
real estate, so it's just super hectic all the time.
It's hectic because of why?
No, I just said it's hectic all the time because of the nature of the job. It's really hectic. Can you hear me? I just put on my headphones.
I know.
Is this okay for you?
Let me grab my headphones. It is a little bit hard to hear
Yeah.
you.
Sure. Okay.
Wow. Okay. I don't know where they're at right now.
Do you need a minute to find them?
No, I think I can hear you now that your headphones are in.
Okay. Okay, so you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Do you mind me asking, just before we start, what's the duration of the call?
You know, it goes, you know, some people are an hour, some people are like 90, some people are like 120 minutes.
Oh my God. So no, I'm a free client. So I'll just do like an hour with you. I don't want to take up much of your time. I do appreciate you even offering.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate you offering it to Amanda's clients.
Good, I'm glad. So tell me a little bit about like your business and kind of what you have going on, what you're feeling, what you desire to feel.
Okay, so currently I do real estate, and but for I would say the last 10 years of my life, I'm very inclined to spirituality and to alignment. So alignment is something that has just become more and more of a huge interest to me as I live my life more in alignment. I see benefits of it, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is this? You know, it's so crazy. So it's just something that I want to fully embody, and it also feels like my soul's calling to teach people what I have learned. Yeah, so I like holding space for people. I love being in alignment. I just like all those kind of things. It just feels like me. So that's where I'm at in my life right now. So that's why I started with Amanda, because I want to teach people how to be as closely connected to themselves as possible, as closely connected to source as possible, and then just pretty much live from that space, like live your life from that space. And yeah, so I contacted Amanda, and we're working on that. So hopefully, sometime during the course of this year, I can launch my course and just step into something that feels more aligned to me, step into something that feels more like me, because I like my job right now. Just I don't think it's a good fit for who I am, like who I was born to be. You know, it just doesn't it doesn't resonate.
Okay.
Even
Okay.
trust.
Yeah, and what parts don't feel so resonating?
It just feels very ordinary, and I don't feel like I was, and I say this in the humblest way, but I don't feel like I was put on this planet to just live an ordinary life. Like I really feel
Yeah.
like I was put on this planet to effect change, and even if that seems like a lot, just to in a very simple way, even if I don't effect change in a very big way, just effect change from one individual to another,
Mm-hmm.
because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if I can bring about change in someone's life,
Mm-hmm.
just to help them tap into who they really are, which is so much more of an empowered position,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, I feel like that's good enough for me. You know what I mean? But I want to
Yeah.
do something. I want to do something that feels like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I'm just doing something significant. Like I do not resonate with any job that's just, I'm just doing it just for money. Because don't get me wrong, like my job makes I have a very decent salary at my job. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, I'm frustrated or anything because of a lack of money. It's just that um it's just not fulfilling. Like it doesn't feel fulfilling to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So can you tell me about a time with an individual that you did make a change that you felt really like fulfilled by that experience or interaction or transformation with that person?
If I can tell you of a time that I felt like I made a change in someone else's life.
Yeah, that you felt really like you personally also felt like really awesome about being able to do that. Does that make sense? Like not just
Yeah.
any change, but you also were like, wow, that also impacted me how much it impacted them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the real reason why I want to transition into a career that I don't want to say like a coaching career, because I feel like right now it's a bit undefined, but just a career that, is kind of like coaching, or bringing people into that space. So a moment, I can't give you like a definitive moment. I can't really recall, but usually when
Okay.
I have conversations to people, so I can remember a lot of different conversations that I had with a lot of different people.
Okay.
And if I tell them things about maybe law of attraction, or tell them things about who they are and stuff like that, like you could see like they're just like
Mm-hmm.
so blown away. And you can tell that it really hit home, and it clicked, like something clicked for them. And I love that, because I feel like I just planted like a little seed, and it's like they're either already on the way to exploring it, or if they haven't, it's something that they're going to look into. Because for me,
Mm-hmm.
that's how my journey began. It began basically with books, and it's just like from one little thing next to another little thing, and like here I am like 10 years later. So
Yeah. What were some of the first books you began with?
so like the first book that really, I think, like just opened me up to this kind of thing is a book called The Seat of the Soul by Gary something.
The
um
Seat of
I
the
can't
Soul.
Yeah, yeah, The
Wow.
Seat of the
Okay.
Soul. And I was 17. And then fast
Wow.
forward a couple of years later, I got onto The Secret. And
Oh,
I
The
was like,
Secret.
oh my God, yeah. Like I started trying certain things that they taught in The Secret. And that's when I really saw things changing.
Change.
So I started trying a lot of different law of attraction techniques. And I was like, oh my God, like this works. But the
Yeah.
issue I have with those things is that it takes so much effort. Like, so for example, like I would have to visualize a lot. And I always felt this effort of like putting the right energy out there, but it felt so like efforting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so fast forward a couple years later to that, I started doing meditation. And when I got deep into meditation, I realized that there was this space that like opened up in my, like inside of me. And I don't know if this is something you could relate to, because I'm not sure. Like I feel sometimes like when I talk to people, and I'm not saying this in any way, so please don't take it in any way. But I feel like when I talk to certain people, they just haven't experienced this, which is why I want to do it, because I feel like it's something that people need to experience. But basically, as I got deeper into meditation, the energy or my consciousness, like inside of me, just began to expand. So, and this was all stuff that was just me doing at home. It's not like I had a guru or anybody like that. This was me like kind of experimenting and playing around with stuff. Anyway, so my consciousness started expanding like inside, and now I can put it into words. Before, I didn't even know what it was. All I felt was that like inside of me just felt very, very expansive, like the energy inside of me. I literally started feeling it, and it started feeling like just, I don't know, like a space opening up, and just it kept expanding out. And it's like, if you can think of the sun and the ray of sun, like if you can imagine what a sun looks like that's what my heart started feeling like. So it started feeling like these rays are just like going out, going out, going out. And like this silence just started like occupying my internal space. So I became like so like silent on the inside, and then it just felt like whoosh, like everything on the inside just went like that, right? Like out. And yeah, and that's like, now I can realize what it was. Now I'm like, okay, so like that's when I was in alignment. And what happened in moments like that is that I, like, everything was just happening for me in a positive way. Like there was no effort behind it. I didn't have to visualize, I didn't have to do any of that. Everything just felt so effortless. Like things just naturally fall into place. If I thought about something, it happened. If I wanted something, I got it. It's just like this flow. But of course, like I had to meditate. So, and it was so hard because I didn't even recognize what was happening. It's only like years later that I'm like, okay, like after like meditating, because meditating was not something I did consistently. And now I'm like, okay, like if I'm consistent with it, I will consistently experience this, and then I will consistently have the life that I want. So now, finally, 10 years later, I understand what is happening. But I was like, the reason like why I love like zodiac signs and stuff like that is like I find like I'm such a peculiar person. Like I'm so strange. So I'm such the oddball, like I love a lot of alone time. I like, there's this funny thing I say to myself. I'm like, solitude is literally my closest friend. Like I love like basking in my own presence. I love like just spending time by myself and just stuff like that. I'm just so different when it comes to certain things. So for example, there's this girl who was also did a guest training from Amanda, just like you, and her name is Cynthia. I think Beard is her surname. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I know Cynthia. She did my human design.
Yes, so she did my human design for me, and I actually had another conversation with her yesterday because we did a first session, and then I needed some clarity specifically around relationships, because that's something I don't want a normal, like a typical relationship. It just don't feel very aligned to me, and I struggle so much with that right now. So it's like I have to hear what Cynthia has to say about this. So we had a really good chat last night, and she just made me feel so much better for being such a little oddball. She's like, no, you apparently I'm something called a quad right.
Right.
And she said like that's literally like 1% of the population. And she said that people like me, they're supposed to bring about change. Like they're supposed to bring the world into like the next level of consciousness. And it's like, I'm not saying this to like inflate my ego in any way, but it just like, it makes me feel really good, like almost to the point of like wanting to break down in tears, because I'm like, okay, so all my odd and weird and peculiar qualities actually, like, it's supposed to be there,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That was actually a really big like underlining aspect of your birth chart too, is
really
you also attract really peculiar people, and you really like to be around a diversity, like artistic people who are extremely unique. It seems like. Yeah. So
and I love being around like very elevated souls as well, or very old souls. It's people I gravitate to. Yeah. So I would love to hear what you have to say. I know I've been rattling, but yeah, I would love to hear what you have to say, because I got so much out of the human design, and I know I will get so much out of this call. So I would love to hear what you have to say.
What are you feeling like making your course towards? Do you have an idea?
I think I'm going to do it. 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 I think I'm going to Yeah, I want to teach people how to be in alignment all the time, because I think that's what makes life super simple. And it really just crushes all our traditional ideas of having to work hard and having to outsource love and outsource abundance. Like, all those things are just so not true.
Okay.
And like, I just want people to know that, like, everything that they can ever want, everything that they can ever desire, like, it's just all inside. Like, it sounds very cliche, but it's literally all inside you. But I think a lot of people don't understand it because they've never experienced it. So if I can get people to experience what I experienced, then they'll be like, yeah, shit, like, I don't need anything. Like, I already have everything inside of me, and it's just you know what I mean, just to live
Yeah.
life from that space. So that's what I
Well,
want to do.
in a lot of ways, that makes a lot of sense. So in astrology, and so in regards to your career, the sun represents your underlining drive, like ultimately like what fires you up. It's also what is really important for you to quote unquote get right or to become. So really like mastering these elements of this particular part of your chart and making your goals kind of around this area will be really beneficial. So Pisces are meant to inspire and uplift humanity and others, to remind them of the magic in the world and to believe in their dreams. So it's a very inspirational position, and this is in the 11th house, which is the house of helping a large community or a large group of people evolve. So through
I'm at.
what?
Is that where I'm at, in the 11th house?
Yeah, your sun is in Pisces in the 11th house. So your underlining drive, what fires you up, is being able to inspire and uplift others to believe in themselves and the magic in the world and in their dreams. And ideally that would be towards like a large group of people versus like a one-on-one kind of situation. Yeah. Although I understand like one-on-one, like that's so many of our interactions, but your course to help a large group of people will fulfill that very nicely. So because of this aspect in your chart, this is where you would want a community of diverse personalities. You yourself are a humanitarian that treats all people as equals. Like, you do not have bias, you don't have stereotype, like everyone is equal in your playbook. And you're the success of your career can really be thanks to your loyal patrons and like your loyal relationships that you have. So definitely keep fostering and nurturing and creating like more and more relationships. That's going to really aid in the success of your career or overall. Your moon is how your business needs to express. And it's important to be doing this particular expression, otherwise you just will not feel good or feel right. Yours happens to be in Capricorn, which career-wise is meant to create a system or a framework that helps other people's goals be achieved more easily. And this is in the 8th house, which is the house of business, finance, and shadow work. So this could lend to an opportunity for you to work with people in like quote unquote shadow work in regards to their business and their finances, and eventually create some sort of system or framework that would benefit a large group of people. Does that make sense? How do you feel about that?
I feel like everything you're saying right now is just making me realize I'm on the right track, because this is exactly how I feel. Like, when you say for the sun, my sun sign, I'm meant to like uplift people and help them believe in themselves. And then when you said in the moon, I'm like supposed to like create a structure so to just like help people and so that they can help others and stuff. Like, it makes so much sense. That's how I feel right now.
Good. And so because of this moon in Capricorn, you have a deep desire to be useful and productive. And you also have a deep need for really clear boundaries and realistic goals. So if you don't already express your needs for those in all of your relationships, definitely start doing them at least in your business ones. Like, you may be really good at creating clear boundaries, but you need to also communicate with the person that you're working with that these are things that you need and you also provide. So
I struggle with creating boundaries because I feel like saying yes to me is saying no to someone else, and Amanda is helping me a lot with that. Sorry.
Yeah, I understand. I totally understand what you're saying. And there's some factors that go into that, but just keep working on it. It'll get better. It'll get better. Do you happen to have dreams? Do you dream a lot at night?
No, I don't find I dream a lot. But whenever I meditate, I do dream, and whatever I dream happens the next day. So if I have a dream and I get up, it's basically like it literally happens. So it's like almost like I have a 24-hour prediction thing going on as to what happens.
That's awesome. So your rising sign is in Taurus. Did you know that?
I don't know anything that you're telling me right now. Nothing.
You don't know anything. So your rising sign, what your rising sign is like what was on the horizon at the time of your birth. And so your rising sign, it kind of indicates like what you are meant to do in your job. Yours is in Taurus, and Taurus is the sign of providing a sense of stability for others. So being dependable, being predictable, being stable, providing that sense of stability for others. So that's a big indicator of like what overall your quote unquote job, career, business would be really beneficial to focus on. Does that make sense?
So, I'm just trying to tie that into what I want to do. So, I think it's everything, because I feel like what I want to teach people is how to rely on themselves, rely on themselves.
Exactly. You know? Because we all need that sense of stability. We all need to be able to rely on ourselves. And so, you are definitely on track with that. So your Mercury is the planet that controls your communication, your mindset. It also represents the divine message you personally were coded with at birth to bring and share to the world. So in addition to enjoying talking about this subject, you also are actually meant to share this subject with the world.
Really?
Your Mercury is in Aquarius. And Aquarius is about helping a large group of people evolve in a new age idea specifically. So
it's what? Sorry, go ahead. No, can you repeat that? It's helping a large group of people.
Yep. Helping a large group of people evolve in a new age idea.
Okay. Can I just interrupt you for 1 second? So I really want to focus on what you're saying that way, because you're here now and I have the opportunity to speak with you. So what we're saying now is being recorded, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what we'll do after like the call is completed, you'll let me know how I can access the recording. If you want to send me the PayPal thing or however you want to do the payment, because I'm trying to write down and it's really taking away from my focus on what you're saying, and I just really want to listen to you. All right?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, hon. Okay, cool.
So your Mercury, so the message that you're meant to share with the world, that is like the heartbeat of it, is to help them evolve through a new age idea. And it sounds like, from what you've shared to me, like the new age ideas, basically believing in themselves and like creating this like ability to manifest any idea they want. This is in the 10th house, which is leaving behind a legacy through your career. So this is going to be like, has anybody ever asked you what you want your legacy to be or anything?
No.
Oh, you've never even been asked that question?
No.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'll ask you. What would you like to be known for? Like, what would you like your legacy to be? Like, you know, like, yeah, what do you want to be known for?
I think if I had to be known for something, is to be known for helping people to realize that they don't need anything. And I'll take that. I'll say one thing which sounds really bold and really pompous. They don't need anything or anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course, we're like, you know, we are a species that's meant to interact. And I feel that that interaction brings so much fun and so much enjoyment. But I really want people to know that your dependency, you don't need to be dependent on someone, dependent on something. Like, you should have those interactions because you enjoy it, not because you have to have those interactions or you need somebody to love you. It should just come from a space of a very like relaxed kind of feeling, you know, not from a space of neediness, but from a space of just enjoying someone's interaction and enjoying someone's presence in your life, but not because you need it or you need something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is a really revolutionary idea, because comparatively even 10 years ago, the way we approached our relationships was much different. So this aspect, this quote unquote new age idea, will be your legacy, like something that sets you apart, something that people know you for. And so that actually makes perfect sense. What I love is how in alignment some people are, and they just don't even know. Like, it's not like you know any of this. So
yeah, I don't know any of this. But honestly, this is something for me that I'm now getting into, because I've spent so much years fighting myself and fighting who I am and trying to fit into a normal, I don't know, whatever, right? Like just normal people, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like I came to the point last year where I'm like, no, like you need to stop this. Like because I'm 31 now, I'll be 32 in March. And I'm like, next 8 years, I'm going to be 40. I'm like, this is not where I want to be. Like at 40, I don't want to say I had the best real estate company in my country. I don't want to be known for that. Like that is not nowhere close to satisfying for me. And I'm like, I just need to be me. And it was so hard, and it's still so freaking hard, because I don't have a community as yet. Like I'm now building a community, and it's solely based online. So it's like Amanda, you, Cynthia, some couple other people, and everybody just doesn't live in my country. So my country is a small island. We're like 1.4 million people. That's the entire country. And I think because of that, there is a huge lack of diversity. There is no spiritual community here. And for me, it's like, I won't even put myself in a spiritual category. I feel like I'm still like just a 1% within that spiritual category, because I'm very real. I'm just not frilly, you know, like I'm not like, oh, like I want attention, I want recognition. I don't care about that. Like I care about helping people. I care about making a difference. I don't even care about people like validating me. Like the only validation I want literally is from the universe. So the only place I would go for validation, it's like getting my zodiac chart read, or like talking to Cynthia about my human design. Like literally that's because honestly, the only opinion I care about, or the only opinion that's valuable to me, is like what God or source has to say to me. I literally don't care about anybody else's opinion. It sounds like pompous, but I don't care about somebody else's opinion, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's really beautiful. And I love that. And I think that that's where change is made in the world, because then you're not held back. So
Yeah.
what I want to ask you is, do you want to have like one career for the rest of your life, or do you mind changing careers, or like have you kind of always changed careers? Do you enjoy careers that keep you on the move or keep you at home?
I don't think that I have a plan I don't have a plan for changing careers, but I feel like it will happen. What I've noticed so far in my own personal growth is that, so right now I feel like the career that I want to start, which is like alignment coaching or alignment teaching, I feel like I'm so in love with it. It's like you meet somebody and you're so in love with them and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to be with anybody else. Mm-hmm. But then fast forward 10 years later and you grow into someone different, and now you want to be with somebody who's like this new you. So I don't want to say that I would never change my job, but if I do get into this, I feel like this is so me. But I feel like as I grow as a person, so many things change about myself, you know? So I suspect I will be changing jobs, but I don't feel like I want to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you prefer, like if you were to have your absolute idea career or business built, do you prefer it to be one where you get to be at home more often than not? Or would you like to kind of be out doing a few things, like on the move a lot, like maybe?
No, I like to be home. And my energy gets drained extremely quickly. If I'm not meditating, I'm literally like a lifeless person. I'm not exaggeration. Like the way I get drained, it's very alarming, I would say, to the point where sometimes normal social interaction, I cannot do it. I get drained so quickly. So
you enjoy solitude in your personal and professional life. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this Mercury in Aquarius is really based on that message. So getting that message out to the world is going to be really important. So whatever ways you can begin to break down those larger ideas of like not needing anyone or anything, not needing to be dependent, enjoying your interactions as opposed to having to be there, being in a relaxed state as opposed to a space of neediness, like breaking down those bigger ideas into like ways that people can see that they can change that in their lives, or that it's even happening in their lives. Just like spreading the idea, the message would be really beneficial for you and your business. And everyone needs to learn more about this.
So you're saying that I was meant to do a job, or I was meant to share a message with the world. Like I was meant, based on what you're seeing on my chart, it's like I was meant to do what I want to do. Like it's something kind of like I should or have to do. That's what you're saying.
I'm not 100% sure I understand.
So what based on everything I told you about what I want to do, I want to teach alignment. You're saying that is exactly what you're seeing in terms of the Mercury thing.
So yes and no. So Mercury being in Aquarius in the 11th house, like there are kind of some things that are a little bit general. So like it's a little bit general in the sense that you're meant to help a large group of people evolve into a new age idea. And but that particular aspect will be the legacy that you leave behind in your career. That's the specific thing like in your chart.
Mm-hmm.
You were expressing like just where your heart is and like where your passion is like with that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
the reason that your passion is there is like for a reason. Does that make sense? And like,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was just kind of connecting the dots and like how that is a new age idea
Yeah. Yeah.
because of the nature of it,
Yeah.
and how that is very much like in alignment with even the legacy you do want to be known for and like leave behind.
Yeah, I think it's exactly like it hits the nail on your head if you ask me. Like you're saying, like I was meant to bring a large group of people. Like I can't remember the exact words you said, but you know what I'm talking about. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's exactly what I want to do. So I
Yeah.
think it's right on spot, you know?
Good. So your Venus is the planet of that symbolizes what you're attracted to, who you're attracted to, what you're drawn to. This is also in Taurus. So you are very attracted to providing a sense of stability for others.
Mm-hmm.
And both business and romantic wise, you're attracted to those people who bring a sense of stability to you as well and others
Oh,
around
wow.
you. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely on point.
Okay. And this is in the 12th house, which is the house of aligning with higher purpose. So when you are doing this, you're aligning yourself and others with their higher purpose. So when you are providing a sense of stability for others,
Mm-hmm.
when you're drawing those types of people also into your life,
Mm-hmm.
you're coming more in alignment with your higher purpose as well as helping them align with their higher purpose.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So being predictable, being dependable, I know we talked about that in your other Taurus placement. So yeah, that's something that you're very attracted to. So your Mars is what drives you. This could be the reason you get out of bed in the morning. And this is in Capricorn, which is about helping others create or achieving their goals. And this is in the 9th house, which is about learning, traveling, and teaching. So what drives you is to create something that helps people achieve their goals very easily. You're also very driven to learn, you're driven to teach, you're driven to travel, and do you do any kind of charity work, or do you like to do charity work?
No, I don't do any kind of charity work right now where it's just because the avenues are not open, you know, so I just
Mm-hmm.
don't do anything right now.
It could be beneficial to take into consideration maybe partnering with something that your business could give some sort of donations to.
Yeah.
That may be beneficial and highly attractive to the type of people that would be attracted to you.
Okay.
So, because some people like that, you know, people want to buy Tom's shoes because every time you buy a pair, they donate a free pair, you know, or there's like different
Definitely.
versions of that. So just find a way that feels good or works for you. And above all, like if none of this feels good to you, like trash it. Like this is not like, you know, this is
Yeah.
everything goes through a filter of like what feels most right for you. Like never
Yeah.
try to like, don't like force yourself to like do some like partner with a charity if it just doesn't feel like the best fit. Like try to
Yeah.
find something that does. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's just an example. So Jupiter is what will bring you abundance and growth.
Mm-hmm.
So when you align with this, you will be in your best space. And so this is also in Taurus in the 12th house, which is the same as your Venus. Venus was also in the 12th house. So not only are
Mm-hmm.
you really attracted to this, but this will bring you so much growth and abundance.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just really keep shining that and keep shining like letting people in on like little aspects of like what a sense of security, like changing up the definitions, like showing them reality of like what it means, showing them like different examples of how it's shown up in your life or different relationships, but just like having that, because those aren't even like words that people really use, you know, they're not like the sexiest marketing terms like stability, but like that
Yeah.
underlining heartbeat like will be really good for your business.
Okay.
So your Saturn is the greatest challenge for you to overcome. And this dishes you a lot of lessons in this area. This is in Capricorn. So even though you have so much of this Capricorn, like your Mars is in Capricorn, your moon is in Capricorn. So these elements of creating something, a framework that will help other people's goals be more achievable, this also does present some challenges for you to overcome. Can you think of any off the top of your head?
Yeah, so I worry that because I'm naturally, at least I feel this way, I feel like I'm naturally introverted, even though, like, if I'm talking to someone one-on-one, it's fine. But, like, groups and stuff, I could see that being a huge, huge, huge challenge for me energetically, because I get very depleted when I'm around groups. And also I feel like I'm an information overload because I'm very, like, I pick up on people's energies. So because of that, what will happen is, like, if I walk into a room or especially I think if I have to speak in front of a lot of people, like, all their thoughts about me or all their thoughts about what is going on, I think because they're like, I will be like the focal point of the room, I just feel into everything, and it's, even if everybody's silent, of course, and it's kind of like information overload, not just their thoughts, but like the energy they're giving off, I feel it. So that is a challenge for me, because I ideally would like to, are you familiar with Abraham Hicks?
Yeah.
Right. So you know how Esther channels Abraham, like, I would love to do that. I feel like that's my ultimate dream job, basically. And of course you have to be, I would love to be around people for it. Like, it's not something that I really want to do online per se. I would like it to get to the point where I'm in groups, crowds, that kind of thing. But I haven't figured out just yet if I can do that. Because I feel like where I am right now, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. I'm a little scared about it. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I can't really think of anything else.
Okay. Yeah, well, speaking in public, I can understand. You're not alone in that one. So this Saturn in Capricorn is in the 8th house. So we saw the 8th house again, where you were helping others work and yourself work through shadow work in regards to like business and finance. But this will also present maybe a little bit of challenges for you to overcome also. It could mean that like that's the biggest area of growth for you as well, is like really diving deep into like your shadows and your client shadows as well. Capricorn, fortunately, is more about creating a system or a framework that will help others grow. So you don't necessarily have to be talking in front of the people and for the system or the framework, but maybe you do. So, either way, it'll be good.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, for now, I just want to do like an online course.
Yeah.
But then, if I could take it to the next level, I will see. Because the thing is, the more the more connected I am to me, it's the easier it is for me to hold space for others. And I also do want to get to a point where it's like I'm so filled up with that divine presence that I can, by extension,
Mm.
like raise the frequency of other people. Because if you can do that, so let's just use a crazy example, right? Let's just say those like gurus and stuff from India or whatever, just as an example. A lot of people, when they visit these gurus or whatever, because like they meditate and they invest so much time into their internal worlds, like you don't even really need to be in contact with them. Sorry, you don't even really need to speak. Sorry, I was just thinking about something in the Bible where they said, is it okay if I quote something from the Bible? Is it okay if I say something?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, just an example. So there was this part in the Bible where Jesus was walking. I'm not Christian or anything, but I did grow up in a Christian environment. Where Jesus was walking, and this lady was trying to like reach him, right? But the crowd was so thick, and she just touched his like garment or veil or something. I don't know if it
Mm-hmm.
was like, and whatever. And she said she was healed or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just like one example. But yeah, so like these gurus and stuff, it's like you don't even need to speak to them, but like once you get into close proximity with them, like your frequency is raised. I'm not sure if people is aware of what really happens, but that's basically what happened. So that is what like I would like to get to that point where like just my presence, just the energy that I exude is so powerful and so intense that it can help people. So it's like I'm helping people like even on an energetic level without even saying anything. So I mean, for that reason, I would love to be able to be in crowds, because I think like, that would be really cool if I can help people on an energetic level. But I think first I need to like just really fill myself up. So I guess, yeah, if I get to that point, it'll be easier. But it's a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of dedication, commitment to get to that point.
But this is interesting because your Uranus, which is the planet that makes you different, sets you apart, is in the same position. So even though it's challenging,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to give up. You're going to keep working hard
Mm-hmm.
for what your definition of success is. And you,
Mm-hmm.
so that, I mean, yeah, it may or may not feel easy breezy, lemon squeezy at every moment of every time, but you're not going to give up. You're not going to give up. And that's really powerful. And your Uranus in Capricorn really is going to play you a lot of favors with that, because yeah, you're going to grow a lot with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely. But you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop.
Yeah.
Never ever
Yeah.
listen.
I feel like there's this strong pulling and this strong sense of conviction inside of me, and it's just like I'm at a point where I'm like, let me just surrender, because it's too strong and I can't really ignore it anymore. So
That's so beautiful. What's really interesting about these placements is these will create the desire in you to change up the traditional ways of career and success. So,
okay.
so this is the reason why you feel like you're not meant for a quote unquote ordinary job. Like you have your Uranus and Capricorn in the 8th house, and you just and your Neptune actually. So you have those 3 big planets. Your Neptune is in Capricorn in the 8th house too. So all of this, you just, all these big planets, like you just know that you're meant for something way bigger than yourself, and you are. So this is also your vision for the future, which is like why you won't stop. So like this is your Neptune in the same placement of Capricorn in the 8th house. Your vision for the future is that people's goals will be more easily accessible, that they will have what they need to do that, and that you'll be creating change and changing up the traditional ways of things, and even helping people evolve in their mindset about how they approach life in general. So your Pluto is in Scorpio in the 6th house. So your Pluto is how you're meant to make an impact in the world. Scorpio is about facilitating and transformation. And the sixth house is about making everyday life easier for people. I know we've heard that in earlier parts of your chart. So with Scorpio, something that I just want to let people know in Scorpio, especially because you have a Pisces sun. I have a Pisces sun and a Scorpio Pluto, just like you. You know, we so much want like harmony and healing and people to like us in some ways. But Scorpio is meant to facilitate transformation. So if you've ever said something to someone and then thought about it later, has it ever happened to you where you're like, oh, I wonder?
All the time. Oh my God, all the time.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah. And so there needs to be this realization, for one, that you did what you did and you said what you said because you're divinely coded to facilitate and transformation for others and for yourself. And the thing about transformation is it's not always like, oh, cool, we're comfortable on the couch eating our chips and watching TV and transforming at the same time. What do we know about transformation? It's extremely uncomfortable, right? But in that uncomfort, you find out what you want more of and what you don't want more of. And so you may, in some moment, say something or do something that you later are like, what? Like, why did I say it that way? Or why did I do? And are they okay? And like, should I say something? And am I a mean person? Just take a rest and realize that you served your purpose in that moment. You did what you did, you said what you said, and let them have their moment of transformation. Let them have it. You don't need to check up on them unless you really feel in your heart like, okay, wow, that was really bitchy. That was kind of like really not that great of me to do. Like maybe I should apologize or say something.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Like I would say things that objectively I don't think is, anything bad. But like I would still go apologizing. I would send them like a sweet little message or something else because I feel so bad. But it wasn't anything bad. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't want to say don't do that anymore because it's your choice and it's your relationships and you know how to tenderly nurture them, but it's not necessary. Like you were divinely coded to bring and facilitate transformation for others, which means that sometimes like it feels uncomfortable, and because you feel uncomfortable, you want to make sure everything's okay so that you can feel comfortable again. But it's not even about that or your comfort or their comfort. It's about the transformation. And so just know that the ultimate outcome of that is going to be making life easier and more efficient for yourself and others, even though in the moment it may not feel like that or look like that. The transformation will settle. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
How do you feel about that and how you picture proceeding in life with that information?
I feel better about it because I feel like the mere fact that you tell me like I was meant to bring about change in people like in a positive way, I feel like it's like, like such a relief to hear that, because sometimes like if I tell somebody something, I'll be like, who do you think you are, like telling people something? And it's, again, nothing terrible, but if I feel like it's something that needs to be said, I would say it, for their benefit, benefit. But then I would like second guess myself. So by you telling me this, it just, and that's the whole reason I wanted to do this call, because I just kind of need to hear the universe tell me like, yes, you're on the right track. And that's why I did the human design calls with Cynthia as well. And it's so funny because I did a first call with Cynthia like a week ago, and then I did a second one with her yesterday, which was pre-booked before I booked my call with you. And now here you are, and here I am, and we're talking about these things. And this is like, it's like so much confirmation I've gotten within just a short space of time. But I feel it's like I needed it so badly. And, you know, the universe always answers my prayers. And I'm just so grateful because I
Yeah.
just needed that, you know, like I doubt myself so much because I feel like I'm so different. And, you know, because I'm so different, it's like, I feel in a way too, like people around me, like, oh my God, like you're so different. Like, why, you know, like why are you so different? So it makes me feel bad or guilty for being the way I am. But as I said, the only person's opinion I care about is Source. And I feel like Source is speaking to me through you right now. And that's
Mhm.
really all I care about, you know?
That's
So it's so
beautiful.
helpful. Like, it's so helpful to hear everything you're telling me right now.
Good. What has been your biggest takeaway, do you think?
Everything, but to put it like in just in a short way, again, it's confirmation of everything that I already feel on the inside, and I already know who I am. But it's that confirmation to hear that, like, this is the way I was born. Like, this is who I was meant to be. Like, this is who I am, and I can't change it, even if I fight it, even if I doubt myself. Like, I cannot change who I am, and I
Yeah.
might as well just accept myself for who I am, and then, you know, like, just make the best out of it, you know. And I'm saying it like if it's a bad thing still, because
Yeah.
of all these terrible beliefs from before. I'm saying it like, oh, make the best of it, but it's actually a gift, and I need to acknowledge that. So
Yeah, it really is. It's a beautiful gift too. And it sounds like you're ready and you're willing to like acknowledge it and share it and
yeah.
grow it. So that's really beautiful too. So business wise, can you see how this would begin to be created in your business? Or do you feel like it's already kind of there and it's coming to life still? Or do you
I think I just need to take it step by step when it comes to my business. I definitely feel so. I feel like that is another huge thing for me with this call, is that I'm moving from a business where I have financial stability. Like, even my brother is telling me, like, are you fucking crazy? Like, you have spent the last 12 years making such a great business. Like, everybody knows you. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like I'm going into this thing that is just so different and so new, and it's just like, you know, like, my brother is like, like, what are you talking about? Like, that business that you're talking about doesn't even exist. And it's scary, and I'm talking about it, and I'm feeling all the doubts coming up again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's why, like, I'm just happy to hear you say, like, I was meant to facilitate change. Like, I was meant to
Mm-hmm.
bring about change in people. Like, I was meant to, you know, you said something earlier about, like, new age. I think that was in the Mercury. Like, I was meant to do something, with, like, you know, within that whole new age realm. And yeah, it's, you know, maybe I was meant to do something that was never been done before, but I was still meant to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
and that, you know, that can be scary, but like,
Yeah.
hearing it from you, then it just kind of gives me the motivation to transition into something that speaks to my heart, and that speaks to my soul, and that feeds my soul, you know, because out of all of this, like, the person that's going to benefit the most is me, because the person I have to become in order to serve others, it's going to be a freaking, like, phenomenal person, you know. And I think that I'm the one going to benefit the most out of this. So um yeah, I'm just, like, happy to hear that, because it's scary to move from a safe, comfortable space into the unknown. And that's where I am right now in my journey. Like, I'm moving into the unknown because my new business isn't established. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally still in the embryo stages, and it's a decision that I'm taking. And it's scary. And if I listen to all the outside voices, I would not do this, you know?
Yeah. Is there a way that you can use all those relationships you've built over the last 12 years and the people that know you as a platform to start like sharing about your new stuff? Is there a way that you communicate with them? Do you have them like on
Well,
email?
I think,
Could you get them in a small
yeah,
group? Could you?
yeah, yeah. I could actually. I could actually. That's a great idea. I didn't think about that at all.
Well, the only reason I thought of it is like 2 or 3 times it said in your birth chart that your successful career will be thanks to the loyal relationships that you've had.
Oh.
And that so that was under your sun, and then your moon. Where's the second one? There was another place where it said the relationships that you have with others is going to lend into your success. So whether you start like talking to the current people that you've already like been in business with in this other business
Mm-hmm.
about what you're doing, like start sharing free classes or like maybe small paid classes, or like sharing emails
Mm-hmm.
with them, or like getting them in a
Mm-hmm.
community, because yeah, it is going to be really hard for you if you cut all them off and just try to start a whole new thing. Like
Yeah.
these relationships are very important for you and the launch of the success of your career. So definitely keep every current relationship or past relationship you've had like in mind, and let them know what you're up to and how they can be involved and be a part of it, and like what's next. And just start sharing with them and invite them to share with other people that they know in the community or outside
Mm-hmm.
of the community or in the online space. But definitely
Yeah.
start doing that if you feel comfortable
Yeah.
doing so.
Yeah, definitely. So in my chart, it said that the success of my business will depend on the relationships that I've had.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So the relationships you've created, the people that are loyal to you, like now especially,
Yeah. Do
you'll
you think? Do
definitely.
you think that? I just wanted to ask if you saw anything in my chart about this. But the people that are loyal to me, do you think it depends more on just their likeness to me? Because like I have people in my life who just like me, and I didn't really do anything. Like there wasn't a relationship that preceded their attraction to me. So
Oh,
do you
I'm
think it's
glad you
gonna
said
come?
that. No, I'm sorry, because that's the other part that I was looking for. So the people, there's just certain people who will naturally see your qualities and your characteristics, and they will
Mm-hmm,
just love you. And
mm-hmm,
you didn't necessarily do anything. They just have an ability to see what's special inside of you, and
yeah.
they're loyal to you. So yeah, I'm glad that you said that, because I couldn't find that in all the writing in here, but that
Yeah,
was what I
because
wrote
I
in here.
feel I feel like a lot of the loyalty that I would have from people is just, it's not even based on a relationship per se, like we're not close to anything, but I think it will come more from like me just, they're just seeing through me, and just seeing me
Mm-hmm.
for who I am, and then be like, oh, okay, like I just really like her vibe or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
does so
So
so does my chart say that?
yeah, it does actually. That people will just like, there will be certain people that see your unique characteristics,
Mm-hmm.
and that will greatly lend to your success. And it's not that you have to do anything to show
Mm-hmm.
people, but
Mm-hmm.
just be visible so people can have the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to experience you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely. So consider the relationships you've had and that you've created, and just let them know like how your life has changed and been impacted, and how you are so eager to like share with them too. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it speak to, I wanted to ask you something. And you can tell me if like I know our hour has passed, so to you will
Oh,
let me know
I'm good
when
for
you,
a few more minutes. Yeah, I'm fine.
okay. Okay. Does it speak, so for example, I had two personal relationships in my life, and Like my first relationship, like we broke up about 4 going on 5 years now, and honestly, like we're still best of friends, but it's still like in such a platonic way, and I'm so grateful because the relationship never ended on a bad term, and I'm really grateful for that. And then so my recent relationship, we just broke up like at the beginning of this year, and I just think it's because it's not, I feel like I'm moving into this new direction, and I don't think that he is at that point. Like we just perceive life so very differently, but we're still good friends. And I kind of feel like the people that passed through my life on a personal level, um, like they're such great people, which is why I got together with them in the first place. And it's just relationships that I would love to maintain. But I feel like that's so unconventional. Like nobody has good relationships with their exes, but for me, it feels very aligned just because I'm like so selective about who I share like my personal space with, and I am still 100% happy with my decisions about those specific people, you know. So does my chat say anything about like, because in a way they still contribute to my life, to be very honest, in very positive ways. So
They contribute to
I
your
just
life in very positive ways.
positive ways, yeah. Still.
Does it show what do you want to know about it?
So you know how you said like a lot of my success will come from people who are just loyal to me or people who just like me. Do you think that is also within a personal capacity as opposed just to like a professional capacity?
So I'm not like the super best with like relationship reading, but
Okay.
it could there could be some indication that you could marry wealthier than yourself.
Yeah.
Just some
It
certain
said that
aspects.
because
Yeah.
like my okay.
Cause what?
No, because both my past relationships, the guys, they were extremely wealthy. Actually, my ex, he owned a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So there was like I did see like a little bit about that, but I honestly don't know like a ton about like the
Okay.
relationship aspect, but there could be a chance that you do marry much wealthier than yourself, but that's just doesn't seem to be a problem with you either. You sounds like you've
No.
dated. Yeah. So
And does it
yeah.
say anything about? So does my chart say anything about marriage or kids or anything like that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
There's so much to know about astrology, to be honest. And yeah, I have not delved into like that whole aspect of it. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Okay.
I just wanted to help people get like a really happy and healthy career because I know so many people spend so much time and energy, and like yourself, I in the most humble way also felt like I was meant for something more, but I just couldn't necessarily find an educational program or a job that
Yeah.
was like in existence that would make me happy or
Yeah.
fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I started to look into my own astrology chart and kind of figure some things out. And then I was like, wow, as I started to share with other people, you know, they were giving me a lot of the same feedback. Like, wow, it's just so comforting and validating to know these things
Yeah.
about myself. Like it's also kind of crazy how hard we are on ourselves, or like how much we feel bad for like being different or having an opinion or
Yeah.
certain things. So I've just wanted to more or less like help people have a framework for how they make their decisions career-wise specifically, because that's such a big part of our life. And like women especially, you know, we have the potential to like make good money and make a good impact and feel good about it. And I want them to have an idea at least to work with, because if you don't even have an idea, like what are you going to do? You're just going to go to school and get a job and try to retire. But if you have an idea that something can be different and you can start to visualize it and become it and create it, like wow, that's
And
huge.
I think it's good that you're more fixated towards grades, because honestly I think there are like a lot of people who are more who delve into more like personal aspects. So like I feel you could get those kind of readings anywhere, but I don't really know people. And like my career right now, my career is just the most important thing to me, because I said like I'm making this huge move, and it's a little scary, and I sometimes I just need that reassurance that yes, I'm doing the right thing, because it's
Yeah.
scary AF,
Yeah. Yeah.
um so I have two last questions for you.
Yeah.
One, it's not really pertaining to my chart, it's I just wanted to find out about, I forgot one of the questions, but anyway. The other question, how long did it take you to learn what you do?
Oh, wow. I mean, like this particular framework,
Mm-hmm.
I've been like studying different things about astrology for like at least 15 years.
Okay.
This is just kind of things that I've gleaned from, everything that I've learned and everything that I've come across. Um, and yeah, I, I haven't had to like really quantify that because I've spent so many years just like starting to learn
So
it and
is
then learning
there
it more and then learning it more and then, yeah.
okay, so what you do is self-taught, or did you do like a course? Is there a course that you do? Because I'm asking just because I find it so interesting, and
Yeah.
I don't want to, so I don't necessarily want to, okay, so I don't want to do exactly what you're doing. So you literally take calls and you have sessions with people. I want to more just know everything from my knowledge. So like if there's a course I can do, because I feel like as I'm helping people, if I know like like what they are, here for, like what they were put on this planet to do, it can help
Yeah.
me to guide them into a place that is more aligned. Because once you, for example, when I do what I want to do, which is teach alignment, right? That is
Right.
such an aligned space for me. That's bringing me more into alignment, because I'm following what is true to me, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm meant to do, what I'm here on this planet to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can help people in that way, so I wouldn't like do like a specific sessions, but it's more just to help me help people. You
So
understand?
you,
Like, so it'll be like part of.
right. So you essentially would want to know what every sign means, every planet
Correct.
means, every house means, just so that you know it, so that
Correct.
if you could look at someone else's birth chart, like you would be like, oh, okay, like this is a really concentrated area for you. It's
Yes.
important for you to focus on this area.
Correct.
Oh, that would that no, I don't have anything created like that, but that could be something that actually it wouldn't take long. I could probably teach that framework in like under an hour. Like I taught part of it in under an hour at Amanda's, but I could probably distill it, like refine it and get all the information together and keep it like under a couple hours. So it probably wouldn't take too long. And then you would just probably have to look at the notes a couple times and just memorize a few things.
Yeah.
But there's a whole thing about knowing about astrology that I honestly am still like learning a lot about. But yeah, like what I took you through, like it wouldn't take very long. I was actually thinking about creating a course where somebody could do it for themselves. But I just personally love sparking ideas in people. So for me, it's like, yeah, you could do it online, but I mean, like for you, you didn't even think about utilizing your active community right now until I like sparked the
Exactly.
idea. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like I want people to do it DIY because it's like a lower price and they'd probably like go for it. But I really want to get them on the call because my divine code, like I'm just highly intuitive. Like there's just things
Yeah.
that like I'm meant to bring to people, that you can't get on your own or like from someone else. So I've thought about creating some things, but yeah, I could consider doing that too. That would be really helpful for your people. Or you could even send your people over to me and we could work together where like I talk to them and then I like talk to you and like I, could
Yeah.
or do something like that.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do that. I've
You're a
wanted to
lot
do
more like specialized.
Yeah, I've wanted to do that with Cynthia where we partner together so somebody gets like a really big
You
bang.
should.
Like
You
I can just
should.
imagine how powerful it would be to start like you're going through a transformation and you happen to both talk to us, even though we
Yeah,
didn't
like if
practice
if
together.
if you if you weren't exactly, because like if you weren't on Amanda's call, then I would not have met
Yeah,
you, and
right.
I think like what you and Cynthia do, like I was actually thinking about that. I think that's so like hand in hand. And I think like if somebody gets a reading from you and gets a reading from her, it's like a complete reading. Like they have a complete map as to what they should do. Because what you
Mm-hmm.
all do is so similar. And I was like, what is the difference? But now that I've done a call with her and I've done a call with you, it's so different. And the information about you guys give me, it doesn't even overlap, to be honest. It's very different. But everything speaks to me and it's so on point,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah.
So we can be in touch and then I can
Yeah.
send some of my clients to you or stuff like that, because I think it'll be really, really helpful. And if you and Cynthia, because I was actually thinking to ask Cynthia if around the same thing, like I was thinking to ask her if I can send some people to her. So if both of you guys do a course together, then that would be super awesome, because I would much prefer if my clients get the benefits of both of your readings. So you should definitely like link up with her, and you could even mention my name because of course she knows me by now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and tell her that I was super excited about the idea, and it's definitely something that I would promote. If both you guys have a course, I would definitely promote it, or not a course but a reading or something. So and my last question would be, so is there like an area or Facebook group that you guys hang out, like people like who do things like you and Cynthia and stuff? Because I just absolutely love it, and I would love to connect with people like you guys.
Oh, I just made my Facebook group. It's called The Identity Code with Amber. So I just made it. So I'm going to start reaching out to all the people I've given an identity code to and ask them to be in the group. So like right now, there's only like one request to be in the group. I haven't opened it yet.
Okay.
But Cynthia has her group where
I don't know if
she
she had a
talks
group.
all about like the aligned business or her human design. What is the name of her group? I'm in it. What is it called? Cynthia Beard. What is her? I can't remember the name of her group right now. I can send it to you. My brain.
Ask her. I'll message her and I'll ask her.
Yeah. And then my group will be open. If you'd like an invitation, I would love to invite you.
I would love an invitation. Like if you can, even though it's not open as yet, if you want, you could still send me the invitation, like now, so that I can. I don't mean now as in now. I mean like when we get off the call, so that I can join it, right? And so what Cynthia did for me, I'm not like comparing you guys or anything, but I just wanted to tell you. So I don't know how she did it, but it happened in error. So for some odd reason, her recording, she was not able to send it to me. The file was giving trouble. And she said that she had to convert the file into a YouTube format, like a YouTube video, not like it was a YouTube video. And I love that because I have certain playlists on my phone, on my YouTube playlist that I would just play like in the morning when I get up, while I'm brushing my teeth, while I'm in the shower. And I could just go it over. So like for Cynthia, I wanted to go over her human design, my call with her. So she sent me the 2 calls. It's literally a YouTube video. She sent me the link, and then I just went, I played the video, and I saved the link to my, my playlist. So I don't know if you have done it before, if you know how to do it, but I don't know if it's something you're willing to look into for me. And when you're sending the link, if I can get it in that format. It might be some extra work for you, so you could see, like, check it out and see how much work it is if you know, like, how to. And if it's not too much work and it's something you're willing to do, I would much prefer that format as opposed to I have to go through like my emails and pull up the video, and you know what I mean.
Okay, 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, I can get the tech guy on that. We can make that happen for you. yeah, that we can make that work.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you can, yeah. So thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to tell me?
No, I guess the only thing that I will be releasing in the future is if somebody is interested after they get an identity code session and they want to dive deeper, I'm gonna take it like a month at a time and go into so next month, like let's say we started with your sun sign, we would go into like any limiting beliefs you have about that. We would work through them. We would yeah, and then we would just begin to like go through each part and start to like create your business like after we like break through like the self-limiting beliefs and like get you some emotional freedom in some areas. Because if we were all like perfect, you know, we would already be perfect. So
yeah, so I love that. That's definitely something you could keep me posted on because I will be very interested, like very, very interested.
Cool. So I'll be releasing that soon. I think it'll be called the Abundant Identity Code Accelerator because I really want people to have that abundant identity. So yeah, that's the only thing that is on like the scoop for me. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this session and I really hope you some transformation.
I did so much. Maybe what I will do, I mean, if it's okay with you, just something I wanted to do with Cynthia as well. I wanted to post just to post something that like on my Instagram story, just promoting you guys and just saying that, hey, well, in a very subtle way, because I hate the idea of like selling stuff on my Instagram, but I definitely wanted to say something like, hey, like I did this amazing reading, you guys should check Amber out if it's something, you know, if you just want to get clarity on moving forward with your life and just what feels most aligned to you. So if it's okay with that, if you're okay, yeah, that's okay.
I would love that. Yes.
Okay. So what I will do, I will look through your Instagram page and see what picture resonates with me. I'll just send it to you. You'll say, yeah, I can go ahead and use it. And then I will just do that. So at least it has like a picture of you and your Instagram handle and they can click and check you out.
You're the best. You're the best.
Oh, it's okay. I think if I remember, like, honestly, for me, I just literally want to help people. So it's like you giving me the opportunity to help other people. So I'm really grateful.
Oh my gosh. You bless me so much. You bless me so much.
You're so cute. You're so cute. All right, hon. Well, thanks so much. And let me know when you start your new course, and because I will definitely be interested in doing that with you. So that's one thing we have to do together. The other thing is you would invite me to your group so I can just start having, because I'm super desperate for community. I'm not even going to feel embarrassed about saying that. I really am desperate for community. I just want to have friends who are like myself or who are like-minded or who are like you, who are like Cynthia. Like I want friends like that so badly and I don't have it. So it feels, I feel a little embarrassing it, but it's something that I need right now in my life. So I really want you to invite me.
Yeah, I will.
Right?
And I hope it'll get popping soon.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Okay, I'm going to send you an invite there. And then, did you want me to send you a payment link and then make that a YouTube video for you and send that over?
Yeah, that would be really nice.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll talk to you soon.
And then sometime in the future, we can do something. But what I want to first do, like, dive deeper into my chart. And then sometime in the future, when I actually start teaching, you and we can do a course where you teach me, like, how to understand people better based on their zodiac chart. Because I feel like that would be an amazing tool for me to have in my back pocket, just to help their overall experience.
It really will. It's so, yeah. And we could totally get used to some of that information.
Okay, hon. Well, thank you so much. I know it's late. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
You too. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for your time.
Okay, bye.